this is what I notice happens in every generation. And I feel like I'm becoming one of those people. One of those, get off my lawn, kids. Every generation talks about how crappy
the
next
generation's music is.
Yeah.
I find myself feeling that way, and I feel like I'm so lame feeling that way. But I remember my mother saying that to me, and she would talk about the vulgarity of it. And I'm like, Ma, you want to go dip into your stash of records?
Down? Like, what are we talking about here?
But even more raunchy than that, there's war, and like she, you know, I'm like, I remember being little, smelling that reefer. And hearing y'all play your music at your Tupperware parties. I remember that raunchy music. But it's always been like that.
Yeah.
But do you, as an artist, like, do you hear some of the music today? Do you
think
connect
it's
with
trash?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
You do? Why?
I'm the old auntie who has because for that very reason, like, we've really become an industry that's based on numbers. So when you're based on numbers, it's just like, you know, let's just shake the nest. Let's, you know, drop it low, spread it wide. You know what I mean? It's not about the actual music, the lyrics, right? And that's cool because I know that, you know, we have to evolve. Like you said, but our parents thought our music was bad and it's nothing compared to this. But I do believe that the connection to what you liked about your mom and the 90s music is that we were actually inspired by what we heard. Right? We actually heard great music and great lyrics and we were inspired by that. And then there's this period between the 90s and today, because I don't think there's been anything since the 90s. Where it's just been a whole bunch of like, who shot John? And it's not making a lot of, it doesn't connect. And it's clear because nobody's going out. People are going to see 90s shows, but I don't know how many people are going out to see 2000s shows like that.
Maybe they are, and we just are not in the demographic to do it. Yeah.
Maybe, okay.
Yeah,
we'll ride with that. We will ride with that.
I don't know, but like,
I just don't think I don't.
Group.
I don't think anything sticks to your ribs. I think everything is like, you know, you're hungry, you throw something in the microwave, it gets done quickly. Right? Might taste okay, it's not good for you. I think when you let them greens sit in there for a few hours and you cook it low, that's what good soul music is.
Pot liquor.
Soul food, soul music. Exactly. It's a thing. It's something that takes time to evolve and to develop. We used to have this thing called freshman jitters on our second albums because there was always like competing with that first successful record. We really cared and we really worked hard to make sure that we could do album after album that would compete with the first one. Now it just doesn't matter. It's a singles driven industry.
I was going to say there's no albums.
You listen to songs for 2 minutes. Honey, Grapevine is 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, that's way too long. But you know,
it wasn't. No, it was not too long. We love Grapevine. But for you, like, I said this in one of our meetings that we had talking about this show, and I was like, I don't know, I just feel like all this new R&B is just about sex. And one of our producers, Mandy, was like, how dare you? There's great music that people talk about love. And but I had to consider her point, because I'm like, you know what? I don't listen to a lot of new R&B. So just what I've heard doesn't necessarily speak to me, but school me. Like, you're an independent artist, so are there people out there? It's like, no. Like, we were talking about her, the music artist, her. I think she has a beautiful voice, super talented. I definitely like her songs. My friend Carrie Champion is like a huge Tim's fan, so she like is always talking about Tim's.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know that I have a lot of current people in heavy rotation.
Okay. I mean, I would recommend Alex Isley for sure. I think she would stand out.
I think she said her. I think
she would stand out amongst a lot of R&B artists that are just like newer. I agree with y'all. A lot of what you said, like, I do think there's a lot of music that is being amplified and promoted that doesn't matter, that won't last past 2 seconds. But there are a lot of underground artists. There are a lot of R&B artists that are out here, are promoting themselves. They just don't have the machine behind them, but they're making amazing music. Like, there's another R&B artist, India Shawn. I think she's based
these people
in LA. And I mean, her, like, the soul in her voice is just, it's beautiful.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could give you a list. I listen to a lot of different R&B artists because I love R&B. So, yeah, all day long.
How do we find these people though? Like, when you say they're giving great music, I made the point of in the open saying that stars are discovered on Instagram. You know, they're made on TikTok. And so I'm not necessarily, I don't live my life on these platforms. So how can I find like good young artists who are like true artists and support them? How do you find them? People like you. I want to support you.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm a little different in the sense of like, because I create music, I don't go looking for music. I just allow it to just naturally come to me. So if I hear something, in passing and I'm like, oh, that piques my interest. Like, let me like explore this artist and like what they have to offer. Like there's an artist, Orion Sun. Amazing, but so underground. Like she's not she's not super amplified, but just super talented. And I think she did a Colors. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that platform, but it's like
I have no idea.
Okay,
we don't know.
I'm not sure where they're based.
If you knew, I was gonna pretend I knew. Like, Colors, of course. So she did Colors.
Yeah. So on YouTube, kind of similar to Tiny Desk, but literally they have a wall and it's different colors.
I've seen it. It's all
and artists from like there are some major artists that have gone up there, and some very underground artists that have gone up there. I think they do a really good job in digging and just trying to find, but the internet is going to be your best friend for that. Like I don't know where to tell you to go look, because where we're promoting ourselves is on the internet, because I mean, how else do people find us? Anytime I'm performing in Atlanta, it's because somebody found me through social media. So.
Really?
Yeah.